Today I am sharing all of my favorite creative ways to use canned crescent dough. You're getting it all today. Breakfast, dinners, side dishes, and desserts. Let's get to my kitchen and let's get to cooking. To start us off today, we are making this chicken bacon Alfredo crescent ring. Yes, you heard that right. So to a big bowl, add in about 2.5 cups of cooked shredded chicken. You could use like rotisserie chicken or any type of cooked chicken. 1/2 cup of cooked crumbled bacon, 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese that's shredded, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1 cup of any type of Alfredo sauce. I used jarred. And then add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and then garlic and onion powder. You are going to give this a stir. After you're through stirring this, you are going to pull out any type of like sheet pan or pan. I decided to use like a pizza pan. I have this like super affordable pizza pan that I occasionally use, so I just lined it with parchment paper, but again, you could use any type of sheet pan. Pull out your can of crescents. We're actually going to be using 2 cans of crescents for this recipe. Then you're going to arrange the triangle crescents just in a circle on the tray. Make sure the wide ends are kind of overlapping each other in the center, and then the pointy ends are facing outward, kind of like a sunburst. And then you're going to kind of press the crescents down, just so the seams kind of merge together. Go ahead and take scoops of that chicken bacon Alfredo filling and then place it in the center of your crescents. And then you are going to take the pointy edge of the crescents and then kind of bring it over the filling and tuck it underneath the crescent dough. Now I'm just brushing a beaten egg over the top. This is kind of like going to create a beautiful golden brown color on the outside. It's going to be like super extra pretty, but that's not necessary. You don't have to do the egg wash if you don't want to. I sprinkled some fresh parsley and Parmesan over the top. This baked in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. When I say a dinner is good, I am not joking. This is out of this world. It is fantastic. This reheats wonderfully in the air fryer. When I say you need to make something, I'm not joking about this one. This one is just as beautiful as it tastes. Now we're getting started on these mozzarella-stuffed garlic breadsticks. Holy moly, this one is a good one. I have my crescent dough sheet right here. If you didn't know, they sell these sheets of crescent dough at the store. It's just perfect for certain recipes like this one. I really like these crescent dough sheets, but I'm just cutting them into strips like this. I have my mozzarella cheese sticks right here. You could, of course, use other cheese sticks if you like, but I'm just going to wrap the dough around the cheese stick just like this. You want to make sure the cheese stick is completely covered with that dough. Otherwise, the cheese stick, might spill out onto your pan while it is baking. You also want to make sure you press the seam down super well. Then once you're finished wrapping up all of your cheese sticks, you're going to get started on like a garlic butter mixture. This is the most delicious like garlicky butter mixture. It's about 1/4 cup of melted butter. Then you're going to add in a dash of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then about 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley, 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. Give this a little stir. Now add your garlic breadsticks just right onto a sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and then you're going to brush that buttery mixture all over the top. It is just going to look so good. But this is going to bake in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes or until the tops are golden brown. Once out of the oven, my cheese did spill out slightly, but still worked out perfectly. These were absolutely delicious. You need to try this one. This one's like the most perfect appetizer, side dish, snack, easy to throw together and not your basic bland recipe at all. This one is amazing and so easy to make. Now we're getting started on these apple donuts. These are so good. I have about 3 apples right here. I'm just going to peel them. You could really use any type of apple you'd like. Now go ahead and slice your apples into 1/2 inch thick rings. I'm just doing it with a regular knife. And then you're going to either use like a knife or a small cookie cutter or really anything small to cut out the centers of the apples just like this. You want the centers cut out just because we are going to be wrapping the dough around it. After you're finished with that, you're going to go ahead and grab a little bowl, add 2 tablespoons of melted butter in it, and then add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and your cinnamon. Give this a stir and set it to the side. We're getting started on the crescent dough now, so I'm just using a crescent dough sheet for this recipe because I'm going to be cutting it into strips. If you can't find a crescent dough sheet at your store, you could use regular crescent dough, just, press the seams together. Just cut the dough into strips, and then you're going to wrap the dough around each of the apples just like this. It's okay if some of the apple's exposed. It's not going to, melt out or anything like that. It works out really well if some of the apple's exposed. Actually, it tastes super yummy. But after you're finished with all of your apples, just place them on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. Then you're going to brush that cinnamon sugar mixture over the top. This will bake in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. These are absolutely delicious. This makes for the most perfect snack or dessert. You could even make these for breakfast. They really do taste like apple donuts or like apple fritters. They're easy to throw together. Take just a couple ingredients. They are fantastic. Now we're making this cheesy chicken broccoli casserole. This casserole is so warm and cozy. It is just really good. So to a bowl, add in a pound of cooked shredded chicken. Any cooked shredded chicken will work. 1 cup of chopped up broccoli, a half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, 1/3 cup of sour cream. You could also use like low-fat sour cream, or you could use like plain Greek yogurt. And then a tablespoon of ranch seasoning, a dash of salt and pepper, and to give this mixture a stir. You could also use like mixed vegetables in this if you don't want to use like broccoli, but I'm using 2 cans of crescents for this recipe. Just pull the triangles apart, and then you're going to add a little bit of that chicken broccoli mixture in, and then roll it up just like this. Add it to a greased baking dish. I'm just using like a large baking dish. It's an oval baking dish, but you could also use like any 9x13 baking dish. And then after you're finished rolling up all of your crescent triangles, you're going to bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. While it's baking away, I'm getting started on kind of like the sauce that goes over the top. It's 1 can of cream of chicken soup along with 2/3 cup of milk. Just trust me, give this a whisk, and then once this is out of the oven, you're going to pour the sauce all over the top of the casserole, and then over the top of the sauce, you're going to add 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese if you're a cheese fan like me. This will continue to bake in your oven for an additional 30 to 35 minutes or until the top is golden brown, just like this. This is a really easy throw together dinner. My little ones enjoyed this one. They really loved it. It came together in minutes, and it's just a super easy dinner. Now we are making my easy, busy morning cinnamon rolls. These cinnamon rolls are very easy to throw together. Grab a crescent roll sheet, and then you're just going to unroll it out, kind of pull it so it's a little bit thinner. Then sprinkle 1/4 cup of brown sugar over the top, and then you're going to sprinkle about a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon over that. And then you're going to pour 1/4 cup of melted butter over the top of that, and you're kind of going to brush the butter out just so it gets all over the top of the brown sugar and the cinnamon. Then you're going to roll this up lengthwise, and then you're going to cut it into 6 different cinnamon rolls. So this recipe makes 6 cinnamon rolls. You could always double this recipe for like 12 cinnamon rolls, and then just grab a baking dish, spray it with nonstick spray, and then place your cinnamon rolls right into your baking dish. This will bake in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Any topping, frosting, or glaze would do for these cinnamon rolls, but this cream cheese frosting is my favorite. It's 1/4 cup of softened cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Just mix those ingredients together. Then add in your powdered sugar, a little dash of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix this together super well, and then there you go. You have a very easy cream cheese frosting. So once my cinnamon rolls kind of cooled down slightly, I just brushed this frosting over the top. Then you could serve this up. These cinnamon rolls taste homemade. There's just something about like a crescent cinnamon roll. It's slightly different than like your typical cinnamon roll. I just love like crescent cinnamon rolls. I just find them to be super delicious, a little bit unique. And then you could always add pecans, chocolate chips, really anything in the center of these cinnamon rolls that you'd like. Now we're getting started on this pastrami sandwich bake, and before you go knocking this one's one of my favorite dinners ever. It is amazing. I have a 9x13 baking dish right here. I sprayed it with nonstick spray, add a crescent sheet down, and then you're going to poke holes over the top just so it could breathe. Bake this in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for about 10 minutes. We're getting started on the special sauce now. This sauce is amazing. It's 3/4 cup of Thousand Island dressing, 1/4 cup of sauerkraut. Just mix those two ingredients together. Even if you're not the biggest sauerkraut fan in the world, this sauce is just fantastic. It's not overpowering that sauerkraut. It's just so good. Anyway, after this is out of the oven, place 5 slices of Swiss cheese over the top. Then over the top of the Swiss cheese, you're going to add your slices of pastrami. I went fancy and got like deli pastrami for this night. This dinner was just fantastic. Over the pastrami, just go ahead and add some of that special sauce. You're just going to spread it all over the top of the pastrami, just kind of like in an even layer. And then over the top of the special sauce, you're going to add 5 more slices of Swiss cheese. And then you're going to add a second crescent sheet over the top of the Swiss cheese. Poke holes over the top of that crescent sheet. And then this is totally optional, but I am sprinkling like caraway seeds over the top, or you could use sesame seeds. It's mainly just, to make it look nice. But bake this in your oven for about 15 to 20 more minutes, or until that top crescent is golden brown. Like I was saying before, that sauerkraut is not overpowering at all. It works so well with that Thousand Island dressing. This whole dinner is just so delicious. I was going to serve it alongside a side salad, but just didn't end up doing that. Anyway, you have to try this one if you like sandwiches. These mini cheesecake pies are a perfect dessert to throw together. Grab a muffin pan, spray it with nonstick spray. Then you're going to press the triangles into each muffin cup, just letting the pointed ends hang out over the sides. Now you're going to scoop some like no-bake cheesecake filling into each of the triangles. I'm just using like a cookie scoop to do so. This cheesecake filling is so delicious. It's also like very convenient. You could also make your like homemade cheesecake filling if you'd like, but after you're finished with that, you could add like any pie filling over the top. I'm using blueberry and cherry, so blueberry on half and then cherry on the other half. If you're not a fan of like berries, of course you don't have to add pie filling. You could add like cinnamon and brown sugar, really anything you'd like over the top. And then you're going to fold the pointed edges in kind of like over each other, and this is going to bake in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 12 minutes, or until they are golden brown. Make sure you save this easy dessert to make this holiday season. You could serve these warm, or you could serve them chilled. This cheesy garlic bread is the perfect side dish or appetizer to bring to any holiday party or any get-together in general. Unroll your crescent dough sheet on your sheet pan lined with parchment paper. Then brush your butter over the top. This is melted butter. Over the top of the butter, add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Just brush that over the top. If you're a garlic fan like me, you will love this one. If you don't love garlic so much, just don't add the garlic on and you will still love it. Then you're going to add about 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese and 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese over the top. Sprinkle 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning over the top of that, and then bake this on 375 degrees for 12 minutes. Then you're going to cut this into kind of like strips, or you could cut it into triangles. My favorite is just strips, and just look at the cheese pull. This garlic bread is perfect served alongside of any main dish, side dish. We actually had this alongside of like spaghetti on this night. Now we are making these chicken Cordon Bleu pockets. So I have a can of Pillsbury crescents right here. I just unrolled it onto my cutting board. Now I have 2 cups of seasoned cooked shredded chicken. I also have sliced Swiss cheese and some deli ham. Place a slice of the deli ham onto a crescent, then sprinkle some of that chicken on top, and then just use 1/2 slice of cheese. You could really use any cheese you like. We like Swiss cheese because that's kind of what you do for chicken Cordon Bleu, but use really any cheese. You could use pepper jack, cheddar, but just roll it up after you add the cheese on and repeat it for all of your chicken Cordon Bleus. I'll set this to the side. This butter mixture is definitely optional, but it makes them extra good. I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter into this bowl. I added in a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. Then I gave it a stir. I'm going to place all of my chicken cordon bleu pockets onto a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. Brush that buttery mixture all over the top. Then bake this in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes or until the tops are golden brown, just like this. These chicken cordon bleu pockets are absolutely deliciously phenomenal. They are so good. You could of course have them for dinner, but you could also make them for snacks, appetizers, or for lunch. They're so versatile, so you could like add ingredients to them or subtract ingredients. They're so good. Now we are making one of my favorite breakfast casseroles. First thing we're going to begin on is cooking up our sausage. I'm only using half of this package of sausage. Just go ahead and brown that sausage up right now. While our sausage is cooking away, we are going to crack our eggs into this bowl. So in this bowl, I cracked 6 eggs. The nice thing about this recipe is you only need 6 eggs, so that does make it a little bit more budget friendly. I whisked those eggs up, breaking the yolks, and then I added in my seasonings, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, pepper, and salt. Just whisk those seasonings in. You will need a 9x13 baking dish for this recipe, so I grabbed my baking dish, I sprayed it with nonstick spray, just because you don't want the egg to stick to the baking dish. Then I grabbed my crescents and I am going to unroll them and place them onto the bottom of the baking dish. I'll set this to the side. Now that we have our sausage cooked through, I am going to slice it into discs and then kind of chop it into smaller pieces. You could really cut your sausage into however big or however small pieces you'd like. And then after I was finished with that, I grabbed my baking dish and I'm going to place the sausage over the top of the crescents. After you're finished with that and kind of spreading that sausage out, pour the egg mixture over the top and bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 22 to 28 minutes or until the egg has set. This makes the most delicious breakfast for dinner, or of course you can make this for regular breakfast. We had some tomatoes on hand, so I topped it with tomatoes and I served this with salsa. This recipe is amazing because you could really make it your own by adding veggies to this recipe or cheese or different meats. It's so good. Now we're making these super fun pizza pockets. To get this recipe started, the first thing that I am doing is pouring our can of tomato sauce in this bowl. Then we're going to be adding plenty of seasoning so it is not bland, a half a teaspoon of pepper and dried basil, then 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Give this a really good stir, then there you go. You have some delicious pizza sauce that costs near nothing to make. Now over to my sheet pan that I have lined with parchment paper, I unrolled our crescent dough and I'm putting a little scoop of that pizza sauce on each crescent triangle. Next, you're going to be placing a little bit of mozzarella cheese on each of the crescent triangles as well. The last thing I'm adding on is a couple pieces of pepperoni, or you could use your favorite pizza toppings, and then go ahead and roll these up. After I was finished rolling up all of our pizza pockets, I sprayed the top of them with a little bit of avocado oil spray. Then I sprinkled them with a little bit of Italian seasoning for extra flavor. This baked on 375 degrees for about 13 to 15 minutes or until the tops were golden brown. And you might be wondering what I am doing with the excess pizza sauce that we made up. I typically just keep it in a Tupperware container or a little bag and I just store it in my freezer until the next time I need to use it. Here's what they look like out of the oven and ready to enjoy. They are beautifully golden brown on the outside and nice and cheesy on the inside. This is such an inexpensive little pizza night that you can make at home with your family. This is so quick to throw together. I'm sure you'll love this recipe. Hey, thanks for being here today, and make sure you're subscribed down below the video so you don't miss the next video like this, and I'll see you there. Bye for now.